Perhaps all your life, you have been trying to become stronger. Strong enough that no one could control you. Strong enough that no one could use you. Strong enough that no one could hurt you. So you gathered knowledge. You kept thinking. You learned how to keep your distance from people. You built walls. You became self-reliant. But if you truly want to understand power, there is something you need to know. Aquarius is at its weakest, not when it is vulnerable, but when it is desperately trying to become strong. That may sound strange, but stay with me, because this realization changes everything. Aquarius is a different kind of soul. You see possibilities that others cannot see. You question things that others never think to question. You notice cracks in systems that everyone else accepts as normal. And because of that, life can feel lonely, especially when you are young. You try to fit in. You try to explain yourself. You try to make people understand. You try to earn acceptance. Yet somehow, it never quite works. Not because you are lacking. Not because you are broken. Not because you are less capable than everyone else. The truth is much simpler. You are never behind. You are simply early. Many Aquarians spend the first half of their life fighting society, fighting expectations, fighting traditions, fighting workplaces, fighting institutions, fighting the invisible pressure to become someone they are not. And sometimes, they are fighting themselves. Why does everyone think the same way? Why does nobody question this? Why are people willing to accept things that make no sense? These questions live deep inside the Aquarian mind. And because they see what could be better, they often feel responsible for changing the world. They want to wake people up. They want to challenge outdated ideas. They want to push humanity forward. But eventually, something happens. Life teaches a difficult lesson. The world does not change as easily as you hoped. People don't change as easily as you wished. And those who do not want to change cannot be forced to. This realization breaks many Aquarians. Some become cynical. Some become bitter. Some retreat into isolation. Some simply give up. But the Aquarians who discover their true power take a different path. One day, they arrive at the quiet realization. A realization so simple that it almost feels disappointing at first. The world is not your responsibility. You don't have to save it. You don't have to fix everyone. You don't have to carry the future on your shoulders. And strangely enough, this is where your power begins. This is not surrender. This is maturity. For years, you try to push life forward. You try to convince. You try to prove. You try to make people see what you could see. But the true power is not the power to push. It is the power to be. The sun does not argue for its existence. The moon does not ask for approval. The wind does not request permission before it moves. They simply exist. And because they exist, they influence everything around them. The major Aquarius discovers the same truth. They stop trying to prove themselves. They stop trying to justify themselves. They stop trying to force understanding. And something remarkable begins to happen. The world starts noticing them. People start coming to them. When you were younger, you chased validation. You wanted to be heard. You wanted to be understood. You wanted recognition. But now, there is no chasing, no convincing, no performing, no desperation. And that calm presence becomes magnetic. Because real strength carries no urgency. Real strength does not need witnesses. Real strength does not need applause. People can feel it without a single word being spoken. This is when Aquarius begins to reclaim its power. Now when it gains status. Now when it becomes famous. Not when it earns more money. Those things may come, or they may not. The true turning point is far quieter. It is the moment you realize, I no longer need to prove anything. Not to society, not to your family, not to your old friends, not even to yourself. You realize that you were never wrong for being different. You are never defective. You are never falling behind. You are simply seeing life through a different lens. And perhaps, you are seeing the future before others could. When this truth finally settles into your heart, a lifelong battle ends. And when that battle ends, a new life begins. Not a life spent becoming someone else. Not a life spent pretending. Not a life spent performing for approval. But a life spent simply being who you are. There is a quiet strength in that. A strength that cannot be taken away. A strength that cannot be broken by rejection. A strength that does not depend on success. A strength that belongs entirely to you. So if you feel lonely today, if you feel misunderstood, if you feel like the world has never quite known what to do with you, do not rush your journey. Aquarius often blooms later in life. Its greatest gifts are rarely visible when you are young. They emerge through experience, through disappointment, through solitude, through wisdom earned the hard way. So, be patient with yourself. Do not condemn yourself for being different. Do not force yourself to become smaller. Do not abandon your nature just to fit into a world that was never designed for you. You're not late. You're not lost. You're not a mistake. Perhaps your season has simply not yet arrived yet. And when it does, you may discover something beautiful. The power you spent your whole life searching for was never outside of you. It was there, inside of you, from the very beginning. Waiting patiently, waiting quietly, waiting for the day you finally stopped fighting and started becoming.